Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir.
Please be seated. Shakti.
Thank you, ma'am.
नाम तो बहुत पावरफुल है भाई आपका. You have a powerful name, right? The UP government is trying to, turn around the economy of Eastern Uttar Pradesh. What steps there are being taken for that? You can take any sector or as you want.
If you look at the Eastern Uttar Pradesh, it is basically an agricultural economy. In order to take care of the agriculture, the government has taken certain initiatives like development of the agriculture export hubs. It has been developed in Varanasi. The focus has also been on the FPIs, that is the food processing industries. Apart from that, recently the government has also started focusing on building infrastructure in the region through various expressways, etc., to increase the connectivity so as to improve the employment in the region. Apart from that, the third and the major thing is the tourism sector that the government has been focusing on.
Can you elaborate on that, tourism sector?
Ma'am, if we talk about the tourism sector, especially the Uttar Pradesh is known for the spiritual tourism or the religious tourism. Focus has been on development of various corridors. For example, the Kashi Vishwanath corridor was there. Apart from that, recently inauguration of the Ram temple that was there. Allahabad, or Prayagraj, which is known for the Kumbh Mela. There have been investment by the government for the Kumbh Mela that is set to be there in 2025, the Mahakumbh. And there has also been focus on other like Ramayan circuit, Mahabharat circuit, etc., so as to improve the tourism in the region.
What is there for Mahabharat sector in UP?
Sorry, ma'am, it was the Buddhist circuit.
Buddhist circuit and Ramayan circuit.
Ramayan circuit,
right.
Yes.
Do you think, being the third lowest per capita income out of all states in India, UP is the number third from the lower, growing at the rate of 19% in the state, being second as far as the GDP growth is concerned, 9.4. Now these parameters are there. Do you think we will be able to achieve, UP will be able to achieve the target of 1 trillion economy by 2027? Think about it and give me a critical answer.
And if we talk about if it is possible, we can say definitely yes, because there are the raw materials that are required, or we can say the conditions that are required, that is feasible in the state. Though this, like for example, if you talk, there is a labor, huge availability of labor, skilled, semi-skilled, unskilled, all kind of. Apart from that, government has been improving the infrastructure, the MSME startup ecosystem, tourism, etc. All the three sectors holds huge potential. However, we can say that it is a bit over-ambitious target. It may take some more time. However, denying completely that it is not possible, I would not say that.
No, I didn't ask you. I said that give me a critical view. So, if we cannot complete this target by 2027, what would be the next realistic target, please?
From 2030 to 2032 could be, I think, a better target for achieving the $1 trillion economy for Uttar Pradesh.
Right. Let's go to the interim budget. What is there for women?
So women were one of the major focus area out of the 4 this year in the budget. One that I can remember right now was the focus on the self-help groups, the concept of Lakpati Didi that has been brought to increase the employability and the financial independence of the women. Apart from that, I'm not able to recall.
No problems. What is there for the girl child?
Ma'am, in the current budget? Sorry, ma'am, I'm not able to recall.
Did you hear about the cervical cancer vaccine?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
it's a preventive measure which will really, because 1/3 of the women population is suffering with cervical cancer. That I think is a very preventive health is one of the issues where we have been lacking.
Yes.
Now let's talk about logistic cost.
Yes.
What is the logistic cost of India? What has been done in this domain?
Ma'am, the exact figure for the logistic cost?
In terms of percentage, I am not asking you, how can you quantify? In terms of percentage, how much was the logistic cost, where we have reached, and what do we intend to do?
Sorry, ma'am, I need to read on that.
There's a commission for that. Are you aware of that? No.
No, ma'am, I need to read on that.
Okay. Let's talk about PLI then.
Production
Are you
link
comfortable
incentive.
with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what is PLI and how it is going to help us.
The production link incentive scheme that has been brought by the government, it is basically to streamline the processing, especially for the electronic and the semiconductor sector in the country, so as to decrease the import dependence, and second is to increase the employability or employment of the huge population that India has.
Only we are talking about electronics and semiconductor. What are the other sectors which are covered in the PLI scheme?
They have been focused also on the renewable energy sector, the solar power panels, etc. has also been covered. So there are different sectors which are basically forerunners in the manufacturing, have been targeted through this. Some 10 important sectors, as far as I can remember, have been covered under the PLI scheme.
What is Gati Shakti?
The Gati Shakti scheme basically focuses there on the infrastructural development, so as to enhance the ease of doing business in the country, and also the focus is there to increase the connectivity so that we can have a balanced economic growth in the region.
How do we monitor Gati Shakti programs? What is the basic, how do we function there? The modus operandi.
Sorry, ma'am, I need to read about that.
Okay, all right. My colleagues will interact with you.
Okay, Shakti. What is organic farming?
So organic farming is basically a farming method where synthetic outputs or the chemical fertilizers are being avoided. Rather, the focus is on taking the natural materials like the manures, etc. are being used on field for the farm.
Okay, this Baba Ramdev says most of his products are organic. Organic ghee. How do we say that this is organic ghee? What goes on into that?
So the concept of this organic products or that we talk
Organic ghee, you tell me.
So when the cows, they are fed with the organic manure, they have been fed with organic feeds. For example, the grasses or whatever they have been fed to the cows, they have grown organically. Then the ghee that is produced through the milk by the cow is considered to be the organic ghee.
Achha, okay. You are telling about 4 sectors. Our Prime Minister said there are 4 castes he recognizes. What are those 4 castes?
So women, youth, farmers and poors, they were the 4.
Okay. Spiritual destinations. Can you tell me 5 major spiritual destinations other than UP?
So we have in India,
Yes.
we have various spiritual destinations. For example, we can have in Uttarakhand, we have important centers like we have the Jyotirling that is there, and it is also an important monasteries for the Buddhists are also very prominent in the Uttarakhand. Apart from them, in the northeast, if we go, Assam we have, there the Kamakhya Devi temple is very prominent, which is a Shakti Peeth. In the south also, we have the various shrines like the Rameshwaram is there, we have there, or the Tirupati Balaji temple in the south that we go down.
Okay. Trinity of Constitution.
Article 14, Article 19 and Article 21.
Okay, good. Elections recently held for Rajya Sabha. Why these elections are being held frequently for Rajya Sabha?
So because of the vacancy that was being created in the Rajya Sabha.
So how frequently elections are held?
So basically every second year 1/3 of the member retire, and then the third year the election is being held to fill.
So for how many seats elections are held this time?
Sorry sir, I am not aware about it.
This Maratha, some quota thing has come that Maharashtra government has passed a law. So what is that law? And do you think it will hold the constitutional validity?
So in my limited opinion, I think 10% reservation has been granted to the Maratha community by the Maharashtrian government. I think
10% in what all areas? 10% reservation in what all areas?
Sorry sir, I am not aware about the exact areas that are there.
Cherry blossom you heard of? It's coming in newspapers, big photographs coming, good ones.
Sorry sir,
Cherry blossom festival somewhere?
So the tulip festival.
Cherry blossom.
No sir, sorry, I need.
In Japan. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir.
I must compliment you for wearing a beautiful sari. Is it a Chanderi or a Bhagalpuri silk?
So this sari is, as I was aware, it is a silk sari. Exact classification I am not aware of.
Okay, I understand your hobby is writing poems.
Yes, sir.
Do you like to narrate one stanza of a poem that you've written? And what genre do you write in?
So basically my poems are based on my thought process, what is going
One
on
stanza.
in my mind.
Give the title and the stanza.
Okay.
Title and the stanza.
So the title of the poem is What Do You Write? I write the sky and also moon. I write the darkness and also noon. I write the music and all the pain. I write the warriors and their gain. I write the twilight and little fear. I write the mornings crystal clear.
Okay, thank you. I enjoyed it. You talked of the gains, and we are finding that today the farmers are protesting to acquire certain gains.
Yes, sir.
Do we understand that socialism is dead in India? That India being an agrarian society and we are not looking after our farmers?
So saying that we are not looking after our farmers is, I
Is
would.
socialism dead?
So I don't consider that socialism is
One.
dead.
Okay. Then why are the farmers protesting for the second time?
So this is basically, these are the demands that they are having. It is a democratic nation. People, when they consider necessity for the demands to be heard, they first come with a formal proposal for that. In case the demands are not met, they come on the.
We've seen this proposals on 26th January 2020,
Yes, sir.
where Red Fort was breached.
Yes, sir.
And now we are seeing it again, where we have a gentleman dead.
Yes, sir.
And you're still telling me something? Yeah, please continue with it.
So the farmers, they're having some of their demands that are not being met, which they want it to be considered.
What's the demand? If I send you to deliberate with the farmers, what demand do you think you will meet?
So I think they are having some of the demands
Tell
that.
me the demand that you will meet.
So first of the demand that they have come up with was to legalize MSP for all the crops.
Will you agree?
I don't think this is feasible economically for the country.
Done. So why talk about it? Tell me the demand that you will meet.
So
My
I think
question is
pension
very
scheme-
specific.
Okay, so the one demand that they have about the pension schemes for the farmers, and another the MNREGA where they are demanding 200 days work. I think these two could be considered, considering it to be, I think it will help the farmers.
Okay, okay. Think about it when you go back home.
Okay, sir.
Okay, we understand that pay commission is likely to come up, 8th pay commission. When we give dearness allowance and the government keeps on hiking up pay every now and then, why should we have a pay commission? It's so much of wastage of time and energy of the nation.
Sir, in my opinion, pay commission is important so as to take the criteria of inflation, etc. and accordingly.
That is how the dearness allowance is decided. And the government महंगाई भत्ता देती है, तो देखती है क्या महंगा हो गया, इन्फ्लेशन तो आए वहाँ.
Yes, sir.
So why have pay commission?
So I think the need for a standard commission or a single dedicated body is important so as to ensure that there is.
Just to pass time?
Sir, to ensure, in my opinion, to ensure an uniform that structure of the pay that can be there for across India. So I think this is one of the reasons.
Okay, my last question. Tell me two important qualities that you feel that an IAS officer should have. Prioritize them, first and second, that's all.
So first, I think should be a leadership quality. Should be
Leadership is itself by a huge character, it's not a quality.
they should have. So I think they should have a good communication skill.
A medical representative is the best communicator.
So dedication and dedication towards the public service should be one, and I think empathy and compassion.
What's the difference between empathy and compassion? Now that you confused me.
So if we talk about empathy, it is about understanding someone else's situation by placing yourself in their shoes, and this is considered to be empathy. That is trying to understand. Compassion is a feeling of, you can say, the love or the brotherhood.
So the mothers are compassionate.
Yes, sir. Mothers are
So
compassionate.
then how is empathy and compassion required? Work on it. Thank you. I enjoyed interacting with you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Shakti, I think we are meeting for the second time.
Yes, sir.
Right. Can you tell me, there was an election in Indonesia, presidential election. What was the result?
Sorry, sir. I'm not aware about that. I need to read.
An eminent personality died in Russia and it was claimed that he was murdered. Who was that?
So he was one of the great opposition leader. I think it was name I'm not able to recall.
Alexei Navalny.
Yes, sir. Name.
Okay. Okay, now tell me, what do you, since you have opted for political science, so most of my questions will be on that. What is IBBN? I give you a hint, it will be in the neighborhood, in context of neighborhood.
Sorry, sir. I'm not able to recall the full form.
India, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Transport Corridor.
Sorry, sir. I need to read.
And in context of Myanmar, KMMTP, Kaladan.
Multimodal transit project was there.
Okay, what is the status?
So recently there in the, basically in some of the major regions, the pressure groups, or we can say the resurgent groups have taken over, then the junta has lost control over those regions. So this has basically been considered as a destruction.
So that's the latest?
So recently, yes, there have been the developments in the project has been stalled.
The rebel groups
Yes, sir.
have assured India that since this project is for benefit of the people at large, this will not be affected. This will have to go on. Now, in context with UN reforms, there is a term being used, IGN.
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about the
Intergovernmental negotiations on a particular draft. And what is G4?
So these are the 4 nations that includes India, Japan.
Which one? India?
Japan, Brazil and Germany. They are advocating for permanent seats in the...
Okay, and who is opposing this?
There's a coffee club that is basically where 40 nations are there which are opposing the stand of these nations to gain the permanent.
Okay, okay. And is India a member of the nuclear supply group?
No, sir, India is not a member of NSG.
China?
China is a member of NSG, which is blocking India's membership to that.
Okay. Now, what is the difference between treaty, agreement and MOU?
Sir, I need to read about
Okay,
the
forget
particular
it.
differences.
I'll tell you later. Tell me, have you heard about Carl Schmitt? Carl Schmitt.
Carl Smith.
He was a political thinker of after 1950.
No, sir, I'm not aware about that.
The theory of friends and enemies in a state. A state is in a
Sorry,
continuous conflict of friends and enemies.
sorry, sir, I'm not aware about that. I'll read about it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Shakti, meet again. You are from Naini.
Yes, sir.
What is the importance of Naini?
So 3 major things. First is that it is an industrial area which
Okay.
of the Allahabad. Second thing is it has the prison, the Naini Central Prison, which is a
Okay.
very important location. Third is it is also famous for the cottage industry, especially with the Moonj product. That is also a part of ODOP of UP.
Is there some relation of Naini with time? Do you need a hint?
Yes, sir, please.
82.5 degrees east.
It's near Mirzapur, through which the Indian Standard Time that
Yeah.
line passes. So it is placed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it's good. Shakti, please be very precise with this. Hai na? Can you tell me 5 things that India has done post 1991 which has changed the perception of India in the world order?
So if I look at India's stance in post 1991, some of the major stand that India has taken could be, I think one I can take is that India's growing, we can say the growing assertive nature in the international multilateral institution, be it WTO, the World Trade Organization, or UN, etc. Second, India has also increased its stance in the neighborhood, especially in the Indian Ocean region, which has basically given a signal even to aggressive countries like China that India is going to respond. Third, India has also been very, as a forerunner, has helped countries despite the different distance in the borders in humanitarian assistance.
Give an example.
Afghanistan, for that matter.
There's a name for that. If you need a hint, I can give you. During the COVID time, there was something.
The vaccine Maitri program was there during COVID.
Big step.
Yes, a vaccine Maitri program that was there through that. Also in climate change, I think India is basically the front runner, has advocated for initiatives like CDR.
I agree with you, Shakti, but a very important point you missed out: the role of ISRO.
Yes, sir.
The role of ISRO is game changing. Yes. It has changed the perception of India. You mentioned Coffee Club, where it came into. There was a cartoon on. You remember that cartoon? That on the elite space club, the India is standing outside, and then we went inside. It's a very famous cartoon. Okay. Now, your graduation, can you differentiate between a generic and a branded drug?
So the generic medicines basically, and the branded medicines first, if we talk about them, they have a specific chemical compositions that are there. Then generic medicines are traditional version of that. They are not exactly those, but however having similar function to them, which are being brought.
What similarity that they have? There is a very specific term for that. They are similar in?
So they are similar in.
I will say the word, you will explain it. Bioavailability.
How they are taken up by the cells in which and they start acting in the
Therapeutic
body.
efficacy.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, my last question to you. You are from political science.
Yes, sir.
Take your time, Shakti, and try to define corruption.
So in my opinion, corruption can be defined as the loss of moral integrity, basically, that leads to unethical acts, especially with respect to, we use the term especially with respect to the financial frauds that are being done. However, this is in smaller term that I would like to define is a loss of moral integrity.
Okay, Shakti, give me some examples where money is not engaged, but there is corruption.
So we can take an example where, for example, there, if we have, like, I can give an example, like, so for example, if there is a member who has been interviewed and in the board, there is some of the relative is also available, and is that this could
So
be one.
biasness, favors.
Yes, of favors.
Anything else?
Nepotism.
Anything else?
So we can say the misuse of the post that has been given for personal benefits, that could be taken as also an example.
Okay, Shakti. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Right. Shakti, your formal interview is over. You seem to be a very promising candidate, well dressed, all is in place. How many mocks you have given so far?
Five mocks.
So, and when is your interview?
14th of March.
14th of March. So you have time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How many days you have?
3 weeks. In hand.
3 weeks. I asked days. No problems.
21 days.
Now, this is your 4th attempt.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you face the interview earlier?
No, ma'am. This first.
This would be
means
your
I'm-
first interview?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So you seem to be doing fine. You are well informed. There are some gaps which we will talk, and I will also tell you how few things need to be handled, right? Which newspaper do you read?
The Hindu and Indian Express.
For the interview, Hindu is not so important. I would say that also read an economic newspaper.
Okay.
Instead of Hindu, if for paucity of time, you can switch over to Economic Times or Mint, whatever, whichever paper you prefer to, right?
Okay.
So this is basically for the interview, because the Indian economy and the world economy is so much discussed every day.
Yes, ma'am.
Every issue has become an economic issue. National interest. What is national interest? National interest. What is national interest? It is all in terms of money.
Economy, yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So we need to have those coin words that will add value to your answers.
Yes.
Just do it for next till 14th.
Yes, ma'am.
It is in the afternoon or in the morning?
Morning session.
Morning. Still glance through the headlines.
Okay.
Right? You have studied in BHU.
Yes, ma'am.
And before that, you have studied in Allahabad.
Allahabad University.
So you must know a little about your universities.
Okay.
Then you are from UP. Yes. All data, per capita income to till whatever. Your answer was very balanced when I asked you about the 1 trillion economy. It is not possible, but one can strive for it. It will take another 2-3 years to find a very balanced answer. Now, one question which my colleagues were discussing about farmers, where you said that some of their demands like pension and MNREGA for 200 days, you would grant this. You said that you are sympathetic toward these two issues. Tell me, what is pension? Very briefly, just so that you understand the gravity of the situation, you will know. What is pension? Why there are people fighting for the old pension scheme or new pension scheme, and why government is not in a position to handle that? That's a big burden on the exchequer. And in India, the most of the farmers will qualify for that.
Yes.
Will you be able to give pension? Now,
ma'am, I can,
would you like to reconsider your answer?
Yes, ma'am, definitely.
No, it's not possible.
Yes,
90% of the population will come for pension. How do we handle this? In the government, our most important task is to see how much money we have and how do we spend it judiciously.
Yes, ma'am.
Pension is totally not possible.
So, ma'am, in such questions, what could be like the answer?
You will say that some of their demands, government has gone through all this, and some of the demands where we can increase their income. I am ready to increase your income. You work, right?
Okay.
Isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you don't work and you want money and you want your subsidy to continue, now one of their demands being, India should exit from WTO. Is it possible? Is it possible? And who am I to tell government of India? I'm only a farmer surviving on subsidies. Water is free, seeds are free,
Electricity, water, pesticide.
electricity, water table has gone down. I have worked so much I have so much national interest in my mind that I have put the water table so down that nothing can be done. I am on drugs. I exploit the small laborers coming from Bihar and UP.
So
there are other people also in this country. So say the pros and cons and take a balanced view. Government is trying to resolve. It is not that government, the minister was sitting there till 1 a.m.
Yes.
along with the Punjab CM. You have to see the other side of the picture.
Yes, ma'am.
No, andata karke bahut kuch ho chuka hai. Now I am a taxpayer, highest taxpayer, one of the, on the highest tax bracket. Right? We can also say only 1.5 crore people pay taxes out of the 8 crore who are in the list of taxpayers. Effective taxpayers are 1.5 crore. हमें क्या मिला भाई? तुम्हारी सब्सिडी हम क्यों दें? बहुत सारे लोग एजिटेट करेंगे. So we have to take a balanced view. You say whatever is their genuine grievance should be addressed by the government, which is practically possible. We have to see other sections of the society. The Prime Minister has not said that only farmers will be focused. Women, we have to focus on women. We have to focus on youth. We have to focus on poor. My biggest concern is to come out of the BPL, isn't it?
Yes. Understood.
If government of India is ready to feed 80 crore people, that is not a mean achievement.
Yes.
So take a balanced view. Not only this question. Now you have said MNREGA 200 days. Let me give you a ground reality of MNREGA. 100 days is there.
Yes, ma'am.
The legislative intent. I have worked in that policy making also. So legislative intent was that we will give that small village all the facilities. They will get 100 days employment, get some money, and they will develop their own village. They did not develop that village. No asset has been, asset quality. मैंने तुमसे कहा कि तुम एक यहाँ पे तालाब बना दो. ठीक है, पॉन्ड बना लो अपने विलेज के लिए, पानी वानी वहाँ पे स्टोर हो जाएगा, रेन वाटर हार्वेस्ट कर लो, कुछ चीज़ें बताई. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. We have not I am giving you money to create an asset, and that also for your own benefit, for your own village. Do you think we can afford this? You have to think like a thing.
Yes.
No, what we are looking for, Shakti, that a young generation, so dynamic, so brilliant, so well read, should also be thinking how to handle this government. Tomorrow you will be a government servant. Do you think we can handle all this with no money? We have already overspent on our capital expenditure account.
Yes, ma'am.
Making road. No private sector is ready to invest there. Why? Because the return on investment is only 4%.
Yes.
रोड कौन बनाएगा? जिस पे किसान चल के एजिटेशन करेंगे वो रोड कौन बनाएगा? So think about it. I'm not saying that you agree with me. I'm just giving you food for thought.
Yes, ma'am.
So what exactly is the personality test? I'm looking for a person who is a thinking person, who can keep all the pros and cons in mind and take a judicious decision. Right?
Yes,
so if you go with this approach, you will make through. Just have a judicious mind. What are the problems government is facing? Can India afford to say I'm WTO? WTO is pressurizing us to reduce the subsidies.
MSP, yes.
What do we do? Catch 22 में कैसे रहेगी government? And time and again, every day crores of money is wasted because we are blocking roads, we are not allowing people to work. And government has not refused to meet the farmers and not enter into a dialogue. Everything should be peacefully handled through dialogue
Okay.
in a harmonious manner.
Yes, ma'am. Understood. I'll work on that.
Many questions are there where people are agitating.
Yeah.
You have to have a holistic view,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
तो ऐसे देखोगे तो तुम्हारा और अच्छा होगा. 14th March है, थोड़ा economic newspaper पढ़ लो. Most of the girls and people are very averse to figures, but you have to cope up with that. If you are part of government, then figures are all the time. You have to give budget estimate, then you have to give your revised estimate. कहाँ से बनेगा सब ये सब? नहीं?
बिल्कुल.
ठीक है? I think you are going to do very well. If you have any question, please ask.
Ma'am, with the respect to
You are
my
looking
attire,
very fine.
Okay, now since I have it on 14th, can I go with blazer or without blazer?
If it is too hot, avoid that. If you can wear a raw silk jacket, the silk sari, instead of wearing a, with weather we have to be equally,
Adaptable.
And your
Yes, sir. That
Band and
that I need to, that I'll remove.
ring.
Yes.
अगर उसको लेके तुम्हारा लकी वो है तो जेब में रख लेना.
Yes, I'll keep it.
नहीं तो फिर उसका रीजन बताने के लिए
बैंक का
तैयार.
रीजन बता देना. You want to pick?
No, sir.
Why you are putting it? What's the significance of that? If you are able to tell, it's okay.
You want your interview to divert on that
No,
direction?
I'll
then
just
do that.
open it and
that's
I'll
right.
keep it inside. Okay, all right.
Anything else you want to ask?
No, it was really nice session.
So good to go? Good to go for the interview?
Thank you so much.
Keep reading, keep yourself abreast because so much is happening in the current affairs domain.
Yes, ma'am.
Internationally and also in the nation.
IR पे थोड़ा सा आप वर्कआउट करो.
Indonesia
बहुत सारे आपके gaps थे.
फर्स्ट पोस्ट बाय
Palki Sharma, yeah, you told sir
वो
from that time I'm
जरूर
listening to her now.
पूरा टाइम न मिले तो इवन द हेडलाइन सो दैट यू
major
नो
ones,
व्हाट
yeah.
इज गोइंग ऑन.
Yes, yes.
Okay?
All the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
All the best to you. Right? हम लोग का